intro, no messing. Let's take one card for the heart of the matter, Taurus. This is for you if you are Taurus, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and it's for June 2026. Wow. Okay. First card out is Judgement. Now, I know we're sliding into a little bit of old Mercury retrograde towards the end of the month or beginning of July. I don't know, I'm too traumatized to look it up after the last one that we had in February. But anyway, okay, when we get Judgement, I call it the Back to the Future card, but it's major arcana, so it is not messing around, okay? I got a thing in my head. Two things came into my head before I started your reading. One was we are all prophets, because Taurians are very much the prophets of the zodiac. And the second was a deer nosing their way through the woods. She's doing that thing that cats do when they're on the threshold and they're like, do I? Don't I? I'm going to keep you all in suspense. This Judgement card comes up with the Knight of Swords. So something comes into your consciousness and it wants to be seen and it wants to be heard. Okay? Previously, you may have ignored it. It may just not have had the resolution that it needed. Think of it as kind of a ghost theme coming back into your life. Knight of Swords with the Two of Pentacles. So you're weighing things up. I would say as well that one of these things is the past and one of these things is the present or possibly the future. It's weird. In our life, it's kind of impossible to go back and it's kind of impossible to implant yourself forward. But sometimes it's kind of impossible to be in the present. And you seem to have this, you seem to be switching from one to the other in the manner of perhaps the Chariot or something like that. Ooh, that's nice. Or Temperance. Now, Temperance normally has two jugs, Benny Hill, but it's kind of telling you not too much from one, not too much from the other, but sometimes a lot from one and not much from the other, a lot from that one, not much from that one. It's about finding a balance, and the balance is not 50-50. This could apply in your work life, it could apply in any area of your life. We're looking at love and relationships in the second half, it could apply to that too. You may be weighing up a decision, and that decision may have its roots in the past for some reason. These cards have come up quite a lot this month, and I'm very happy about it. You get the Ace of Pentacles. This is an important decision. It may affect something about your security, your financial security, your emotional security. Taurus is a fixed earth sign, and I'm going to say, and please let me know in the comments because I love learning about star signs, and let me know if you're an early, middle or a late Taurus as well, or if you've got some unusual rising or moon signs, or a stellium. I feel like this is something worth having. This is something worth choosing. This is something worth getting right. And you know that. And you're drawing on all the knowledge that you've got up to date. But I would also say the thing I had about you being a prophet, it's kind of drawing on that side of yourself as well. So drawing on the more magical side, that kind of, and it's a really weird thing to describe in a Taurian because it's very deep and it's very hidden and it's quite ancestral. Stuff it. I'm going to give you one of these actually, because look, this, maybe it's called a stag because it had antlers. I'm not very good with animals. This is like an ancestral oracle, so I just want to take one of these to give you some idea of the shape of what you're dealing with, okay? Oof. Oof, reading glasses on. Oh, I don't mind that actually. We've got movement. Isn't that gorgeous? And also taking flight, I'm getting here. You know, birds are great messengers, and they bring messages. And it's like it wants to take you to show you what you need to know. And in order to get to what you need to know, this could take meditation, it could be with tarot, but it needs a tool of divination. And then you get taking responsibility. Something that Taurians do a lot, because you're an earth sign, because you're reliable. And I think I want one more of these. Tell me one more thing. Ooh. Let's see if that one comes up again. Ooh. Savior complex was in there. I just want to say that because I feel like you need to know that. Passage. Love me an archway. Spiritually, I love an archway. Full of possibilities. Okay. You can kind of feel that you're standing in this archway. Sorry, it's very hot today, so I'm, as my mum would say, sweating cobs. You're standing in this archway. You need to make some kind of decision. It relies on wisdom from the past, but it can also be connected to themes in your life or even themes in your ancestral history. I feel like, and this is just a hunch, okay, I'm a Pisces, we have our hunches. I feel like you are pattern breaking for other generations, and that is a big responsibility. And I know that when we look at taking responsibility, the first thing we think of is like taking on loads of tasks and 10 of wands, you know, and I'm taking responsibility for other people. And in a way, it does involve all that. But the biggest responsibility is pattern breaking a long chain of what's the word? Ancestral threads. I was going to say baggage, but it's more than that. The reason that I got you is this kind of stag or deer or whatever you want to call it with the antlers and whatnot. It's because, and this is going to sound crazy, and only the ones, you know, when you know this. So if this applies to you, you're going to feel it. And if it does, please do let me know in the comments. I feel as if there's been a line, like a production line, you know, as we get born and grandparents and parents of grandparents and all that shit. And then someone comes along, and I'm getting indigo child. So maybe you were like an indigo child. In fact, God, we're going weird today. You were born to break the chain. You were, okay, you can come out too. Ooh. Okay, let's start with this one. We get divine design. Your soul follows a sacred blueprint. They say it so much nicer than I do. You've got a whole line of shit with your ancestors and you're going to break it. And then they go, your soul follows a sacred blueprint. I'm like, that's what I said. Every step unfolds perfectly within your divine and eternal design. Then you get the next one in that line, which is the cosmic key. Love me a bit of cosmic key. I love a key. You hold the key to higher realms, unlock hidden doors of wisdom, power, and infinite love. This is like healing a whole line of ancestors and healing yourself and healing others. This may, and let me know in the comments, spill over, particularly because you've got these pentacles and you've got the Ace of Pentacles. This may spill over into you starting a spiritual business or becoming a spiritual speaker, leader, teacher, healer, whatever. And then you get the Ascension Gateway. There's our arch. It may be neon and it might look a bit different, but it's an arch. You now stand at the ascension gateway, a threshold into expanded awareness, freedom, and divine love. And I know this is going to sound batshit, okay? But the way my cat just hovered on the threshold was a message. I know. Weird shit. And then we get the Seven of Pentacles. Invest in tomorrow. This is like right across the board, okay? This, by the way, if this is tooting your horn, do hype the video. It is, if you go down, you press the like button on your phone, underneath where comments, you can slide comments to the left. They couldn't have made it harder to find, but please do if this is real hitting the jackpot with you. I feel like this is across all boards for you. Relationships, which we're going to look at now, and that's like friendships, love, teaching relationships, office relationships, mentoring, being mentored and being the mentee, mentor, you know, teaching and being taught, your parents, the whole bloody lot. It's a lot, as they say on maths. Let's have a looky-see at love life. Well, that's bloody nice. Okay, for your love life, we kick off with the Page of Cups. I love this. Love me a neon drink. Came up in the Pisces reading as well. Maybe it's the Pisces in me, but I'm just loving the whole neon drink with an umbrella. Taurus, oh look, it's got the fish in the cup like it has on the Rider-Waite. Not so much so keen on that unless the fish is an ice cube, like shaped like a fish. Otherwise you're drinking a fish. It's a little bit, what's he called? Bear Grylls for me. Anyway, Page of Cups is curiosity and imagination. Okay, it's also, if you want to look at it in a more concrete way, when it comes to love. Have we got the High Priest? We have got. She's there. I just have to tell you she's there. I feel like that's you. I feel like as this plays out in your love life, you need to trust yourself, Taurus. You are the Oracle at Delphi. Oh, God. Hermit and Hermit and the Empress. That sounds like Hootie and the Blowfish. Hermit and the Empress. You got the Hermit and you got the Empress. Why can't I speak today? I've just been mopping up cat piss for the last half an hour. Maybe that's why. I know that's not very, I've just been smothering my cards with sage and turning to my North Star in preparation for this reading. What's actually happened is I've been mopping up cat piss and trying to herd cats so I could feed them because they're all maniacs. Right, Page of Cups, tell us more please. Give me an itchy ear. What do we need to know about Taurus love? Curiosity, yes. There will be, there will be an extended love reading, which I do you and me side by side. So that is a more granular reading for you and your person, step by step. Looking between the cracks, as the actress said to the bishop. Don't mind if you do, the Knight of Cups just showed up. Now that is something. Because when we've got the Page of Cups and he's flumphing around with his either, you know, why would you do that? Why would you fish something out like that? With his fish in a cup, we now have, does he have a fish in a cup as well though? I think he still does. But now he's gone and got a unicorn horse. That is a power move. You know, sometimes this can happen when somebody like makes you an offer or texts you or whatever, and you're like, nah, you know, and then they go away and they're like, well, you know, how do you like them apples? I got myself a Dayglow unicorn horse. And you think, take me to Nando's. Maybe. Okay. Quite seriously though, it's an upgrade, and I like an upgrade. I do. Also, you deserve an upgrade. What used to make you happy probably won't make you happy now. Yeah. 7 of Wands, hold your position. If you are in a situation where you are feeling short-changed in a relationship, and I'm just going to write that down, I'm going to say hold out for more. Yeah. It's something that takes a lot of bravery, especially if you're feeling quite about it. It's giving me an itchy nose though. Because when you get 7 of Wands, it's Mars in Leo. And here it's like defend your position. This person is like defending their ranking. But it's also, you know, in the Rider Waite, it's where the one where the guy's got a massive stick. And he's holding it up. And all the people are coming at him. He's like, got a big stick. So if you feel like you're, and this actually is spilling over into your work and money. So if you're worth more, you're worth more. And you're worth more. You're worth more. If you have a spiritual business or you're setting one up as well, there is an interesting relationship between spirituality and money. And it can often be a difficult one. But you need to know what your time is worth. And that will be just for 1 or 2 of you who've maybe already got a spiritual business and you're kind of like wrangling with that side of things. Let me know in the comments, because it's an interesting dilemma. Love that you then get the Strength card. Max power. Yeah. If this is to do with what someone has to offer you in a relationship, hold out for more. However happy you are to see them or to receive their message or, you know, the attention or whatever it is, hold out for more because you're worth it. Yeah. Okay. And also we then get the moon, and the moon is a real navigate carefully through the unknown. I mean, this creates a gateway between the 2 wolves or the dogs or whatever they are in the middle, right through this sort of cosmic gateway of 2 arcade games. I love this. If you like this tarot, I've had so many people, and I have no financial connection with the person who made it. But if you like this tarot, and I get so many messages because it's new, this one for me, it's this. I absolutely bloody love it. It's by Hattie Thorne and it's called the Neon Tarot. Wow. I wish she did an oracle deck as well, but she doesn't yet, but hopefully she will. The moon, even in your love life, consider the gateway. Consider the move you're making. Consider that you're leveling up. You're ascending in all areas of your life. Okay? And then we get something that is very important for Taurians. And I'm almost going to say that sleep is a spiritual activity for you. I have enough Taurian friends to know that you need your rest. You need it. 12 hours minimum. I think I've told you before, I have a Taurian friend who like used to go to bed at 8 o'clock in the evening. And I just thought it was insane. I'm like a Pisces, we're just bouncing off the walls all night. Going to bed about 5 a.m. It's like finally just passing out. But she's like, oh, nothing better. You know, her bedroom set up, amazing. And just nothing better than snuggling in and going to sleep. But I think it's more than that. I do think that Taurians, yeah, you really need your rest. It says here, you're not as trapped as you think. particularly if in your relationship, whatever it is, you know, situationship, friendship, lover, oh, flipping it, oh my God. Yeah, hold out for better, because that's bloody nice. In your relationship, it just feels as if you may be feeling you have to accept something. You don't. Hold out for more. Justice. Love me a bit of justice. Case closed. Final verdict. Yes. Now, it hasn't come out for you. It might come out in the extended reading, because the Eight of Cups has been knocking around all the other signs. And that often means that if things don't meet your level, or you don't feel comfortable with it, then you need to walk or create distance. But you don't have that. So it may be that you don't need to take it to that extreme, but think of this as a negotiation and you're holding out for more. And then it's all worth it, because you get this, the Ten of Cups. I love this for you. This is what was on the other side, and it was worth waiting for. I'm going to go do the extended reading. I can't bloody wait. It is linked below. I'll see you on the other side. Namaste.